Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Very happy to be here. I'd like to show you a small story of my life, actually. Before I founded parlamind, I founded a company called wirkaufens.de. That's a re-commerce company in Germany, actually a category leader now with over 100 employees and double-digit million revenues. And this is from when we did our first TV advertising campaign. Just a small campaign, just a very small station, just a few ads over one weekend. I watched almost all weekend on the TV and in parallel on Google Analytics what happened. We got a lot of orders in, super happy. I thought come Monday, I would just pop a bottle of champagne, high five, and then work off the orders afterwards. But what happened in reality was that instead of high fives, I actually got letters of resignation from the whole customer service team. Why was that? During the weekend, actually more emails came in than in a regular 2-week period. And why was that? Because we obviously had a peak after the TV advertising. So that taught me an important lesson about customer service in e-commerce. We e-commerce entrepreneurs, we all say customer service is super important. It's what keeps our customers happy and loyal and distinguishes us from our competitors. But then, on the other hand, we do neglect it because of 3 inherent problems. It's not easy because obviously there's a cost involved. You have to staff it, you have to pay the people, especially if you want to do service after hours or on the weekends. Then you have to pay premiums on the normal hourly wages. As we could see from the example, it doesn't scale. It's super hard to scale a customer service organization, and it doesn't matter if you outsource it or if you do it in-house. If you outsource it, you just give somebody else the problem, but the problem stays the same, and outsourcing is really only an option for larger organizations. So it doesn't scale on a micro level if you have a seasonality or if you do an ad campaign. It doesn't scale on the macro level either if you're growing like we did with 300-400% year over year. It's super hard to keep track and keep your customer service growing along with that. And then, of course, because of those 2 problems, there's a constant juggle between optimizing cost and keeping cost under control and still making the customer happy. Yeah, so the real problem is in your customer service organization, how can you focus on customer happiness if you have so many problems inside your organization? So what I was thinking is the time should be ripe now that artificial intelligence can solve all these problems, and that's when I came up with the vision of building an artificial customer care team member, some AI that works alongside the human team members and assists them in different ways and does part of the work in the customer care organization. Building that is not very easy. Indeed, it is very hard. Even though we have a great team, we thought that it might be smart to really tackle the problem in 3 different evolutionary steps. So the first would be to learn how customer service communication works. What do the people actually want? Yeah, what's in there? What's happening in there? So we built a first product iteration that's on the market already. We call it parlamind Analyze internally, and it is an analytics for your customer service inbox. It shows you the different questions that you get. You can manage them over time. You can see them over time, and also shows you the sentiment that's attached to single reasons for contact. The next step then, once we've mastered understanding, which we have now, is to assist the human team members by routing the incoming messages into different teams. That's something for larger organizations, or by pre-composing the answers to those questions which we can also learn from past communications between customers and customer service representatives. This is actually going to be available in Q1. So the first step actually took us about 14 months to develop. The second step then just under 6 months. And we hope that then we can nail it finally, and with the experience of how well our pre-composed messages are actually used by customer service reps, we can then assess how good our AI really works and then also let it run free and actually do customer service fully unsupervised on weekends, during the night, and you as a customer from an e-commerce company, for example, you would get your email within a few minutes instead of 10 hours, or also on the weekend instead of waiting until Monday evening. So this is what we propose. We focus very much on the e-commerce domain. We also do projects for other industries upon request. That doesn't take us very long to do a project or to set up a project, but our e-commerce product is actually plug and play, so it's very useful for very small organizations, just as for very big organizations. It's basically a 2-minute sign-up process, an onboarding process, and then you're ready to roll. It does already over 80% of what it's supposed to do. Can we build it? We can actually, because it's not just me, who's a former e-commerce entrepreneur and also R&D project management background, but we actually have 2 highly regarded researchers from the NLP field and also the machine learning field in our team, with together over 19 peer-reviewed articles and 2 PhDs in the relevant fields of natural language processing, and a very experienced software development project manager, and we think that this founding team is one of the strongest in the field at the moment, and we actually could also recruit 14 more specialists to help us along, mostly from the NLP field, but also from machine learning and software development. Our current status is that the analyzed product, which I was just talking about, is online, and you can sign up for it, try it out for free. It's going to stay free because we just want to use it to gain more traction, get more data, and learn from that data. And then hopefully change the way that companies interact with customers forever. We take the cost off the table, we solve the scalability issue for e-commerce entrepreneurs, and then fortunately we enable the customer service teams to focus on the one thing that really matters, and that's customer happiness. So if you want to come along with us on that journey, please do talk to me afterwards or send me an email at chris@parlamind.com. Thank you.